In the daytime she dreams to pass the time, looking for a way to sort her thoughts.
There's a few drummers I've liked in the past, some influences there. Neil Peart of Rush, Carl Palmer, Bill Bruford, one of my favorites. Real aggressive drummers, real progressive drummers. I think the anticipation of the future gives us motivation to keep on playing. Even though sometimes there might only be 4 to 10 people in the audience on a Monday night, but we still got to get out there, and it can be real hard sometimes, especially if you don't feel up to it.
The foundation for pop music and rock and roll has always been the guitar. In all of its forms, the lead guitar, the rhythm guitar, the bass guitar. And the guitar and the person playing it are a key element in any band's image. Right now, let's meet the lead guitarist and one of the songwriters in EQUUS, Peter Schaefer.
There's so many good guitar players around today, so it's really hard to say. You know, when I was young, it was things like Rush or Kiss, you know. This is back in my rockin' days. I was really young. And lately, there's just over the last 5 years, there's been so many good guitar players surfacing. What balances off the risk is just, you know, the love for the instrument and music in general. That's, you know, it was pretty tough for me. I was going to Fanshawe College, and my parents were kind of upset when they found out I was going to join a rock and roll band, and I quit Fanshawe to be in a band. So it was tough, but they understood. They understand now, you know, now that things are happening for the band. Being the only person in the band that is married, you know, it's been kind of tough right from the start, but we've learned to handle it, you know, Cindy and I.
Now then, what about the judges for the entree? There's a song that says, "A rock and roll is a vicious game." Not so bad, I guess, if you know the rules, but even despite the rules, the judges have a tough decision to make. EQUUS exceeds all the expectations that we had for them. And we'll be back with more of their music in just a moment. As we mentioned, the winners in the FM 96 On Track contest also win recording time in London's SRS recording studios. And we do that because it enables them to make that all-important first record. And we do this because we know what a tough uphill battle it really is.
Don't look so delightfully happy. This is the 85th take of this damn thing. So we want to run the intro of it again and watch the tempo. Dig in a little bit more on the bottom end, and let's run it again.
Lost the single at the top again.
It can be fairly easy, actually, to turn your inspiration into a song on paper. But to get it to sound the way you want can be a very long process. They referred to the number of tries it takes to get it done. It's a painstaking process.
One more time.
Well, what was the problem there?
Cymbals.
That was a perfect start.
Okay, ready? Anytime.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
In the recording and creation of a record, parts are actually all done separately, and then they're mixed together to produce the final product. And when that's done, it sounds like this. Here's EQUUS with "I'll Be Waiting."
I'll be
You know, we all hear about the creative infighting and the conflicts within bands. With EQUUS, that's not the case. These guys are good friends, and they're old friends, as Cameron Grant tells us.
Peter, lead guitarist, and I went to school from grade 5 on, and in grade 8 started playing after dropping the violin, and met Dan, the drummer, in grade 9, and started a band then, and have been playing together since. Ken entered the picture about 5 years later, and now it's 5 years from that, so we've been playing 15 years together. We all have varied tastes, so everybody would pick up their own influences and then bring them to the band and say, I like this. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, you know, and sure, we're imitating, but, you know, we're flattering other people.
You know, when you hear the guys in the band EQUUS talk about the bands and the musicians that have had an influence on them, if you stop and think for a minute, if dreams do come true for EQUUS, I wonder what influence they'll have on other musicians in time to come. Right now, let's meet the bass player, Ken Lucier, and hear about his entrance into the band and also where the band got its name from.
Well, basically, I've always had a love for music, and I listened to a lot of Rush. That was basically my main influence. And I've always enjoyed playing. And when I first got into it, it was just a hobby at first, but I really enjoyed it, and always had ambition to possibly do something in this field. Yeah, I was unemployed, and an offer came up for a band, and I thought, well, why not give it a shot? The name of the band came from our first light man's sister, and it was actually her idea to call the band EQUUS, because there was a play in a book, and it was written, or the screenplay was written and produced by a guy named Peter Schaefer, and that's our lead guitar player's name, so she thought it was quite ironic, and that's basically how the name came.
We'll be right back with more of On Track. Stay with us. And congratulations to EQUUS and to all the other winners in the FM 96 On Track contest. We hope you're still at it, you know, if you're somebody who entered and didn't win. Keep at it, all of you. Be the first ones to take some inspiration from EQUUS. Inspiration that can be drawn from the determination shown by Danny, Cameron, Ken, and Peter. And try and reach your goals, whatever they may be. Try and get your goals on track. For FM 96, I'm Bruce Williams. Thank you for joining us and EQUUS.
If you burn right and you live right, you can fight through the night. If you have to, you can get through the things you do. I will laugh for you because we all knew it's time to laugh for you.
What's the next major step for EQUUS? What would you like to see happen next?
Another album. Full-time. It's work, isn't it?
Sure it is.
Another album. Recognition.
Do you think you can put a deadline on success? Is there ever, you think, going to be a time when you go, I'm sorry, I've had enough. I can't wait any longer?
No, I don't think you can put a deadline on success. And I don't think I'd ever scrub the music business, or there's all kinds of areas that you can go into, especially nowadays. And anything can happen.
It's